What's up, y'all? Welcome to my Real Housewives of Potomac recap. This is season 7, episode 8, Queen versus Queen. Y'all, let's get right into it. We jump right into the fight. Mia is dead wrong. I am sick of everybody on Potomac being like, y'all canceled each other out. You are paid to talk ish. Mia threw a drink on Wendy, and as the playback shows, hit her with her purse so hard that Wendy ducked down. However, the green-eyed bandits are sitting there laughing, joking, kiki. Listen, we all know that when Monique got kicked out, I personally think Monique was wrong for putting her hands on Candiace, and she should have been punished. However, it's now showing that Gizelle and Robin were putting 20 on 10. What do I mean? Y'all, they sitting there laughing, kikiing. Remember when Gizelle was so scared she needed to have security? Remember when she said she didn't feel safe having, who was it? I'm forgetting names. I have to say Wendy around. Having Monique around. Y'all, Gizelle and Robin thought that they would use Mia as a cat's paw to hype up Wendy so much. That Wendy would flip out and they could get her off the show the same way they did Monique. I'll say one thing about the Green Eye Bandits. They're not too smart. You know that old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They used the same scheme that they had planned for Monique and Chris Samuels, their marriage, cheating, all this stuff, and they cut and pasted and put it on Candiace and Chris. Blew up in their face. They used the same scheme that they used with Monique and Candiace, putting a battery in Monique's back. If you remember from that fight, Gizelle was the one that pushed Monique, and Monique reacted on Candiace. Now again, Monique should have just said, girl, I thought you was Gizelle. I'm sorry, I thought you hit me. But you know Monique ain't never gonna admit she's wrong. But the way that you thought that you were gonna get Monique off the show, right? And it worked. And now you're trying to do that with Wendy. But the thing is, Wendy, and the fact that everybody's sitting there and acting like Wendy didn't have a drink thrown in her face, a purse that hit her hard on her back to the point that she actually flinched when it hit her. And everybody's laughing and joking. This is sick and disgusting. The last thing I'm going to say before we move on, right? You know Karen, right? Karen ain't taking nobody's side. She's a friend of no one. She is just there earning her check. But, and again, Gizelle and Robin being like, Karen, you didn't diffuse the situation. Why would she diffuse the situation when y'all were the ones egging her on? But this is the last thing I am going to say. Robin filming Wendy as she gets assaulted and that look of evil in her face, in light of everything that's been happening, especially with Shanquella Robinson and the way she was brutally assaulted and her friends taped it, y'all, it's just giving evil. It's not sitting right. Now, Ashley's asking Wendy, what do you want to do? Like, what are you going to do? And she's like, Mia's going home. And Gizelle's at the table talking separately, talking about, I'm going to go check on Mia. I don't care how Wendy's doing. Ashley is the only one outside of Karen that has good sense to realize the aesthetics of what's happening. This doesn't look right. These dynamics look really, really sick. Ashley has a little bit of sense and goes and checks on Mia. And goes and checks on Wendy. And she's like, Wendy, like, you know, Mia's talking about she's going home. And Wendy's like, she should go home. Look at what she did to me. And you know who I blame more than anyone? The producers. Because the producers are the ones that should actually keep this mess under control. But it seems like they love it. And they love it. They love it. Bravo's shows have gone off the hill. They've gone over the cliff with toxicity, and that's what they're going for. But let's get into this, because I will say there are so many changes in alliances. Let's get into this. So anyway, they all get back into the car, right? And the Green Eye Bandits are in the car with Mia, putting a battery in her back, talking about, you know, that's how you can see that Karen's not really your friend. Which is true. Karen is doing a job. She is clocking in. We saw the way she threw Candiace under the bus for Monique to use Monique as a cat's paw against Gizelle. She ain't nobody's friend. We know that. But Mia, in this situation, you were dead wrong. You're lucky Karen was actually nice to you and tried to give you a way out. Like, girl, you were tripping. And the fact that Mia said, you know what? So they're in the car and Mia was like, see, and I didn't forget that. She's not my friend. Girl, you can keep letting them put the battery in your back if you want. They are in your ear trying to use you. Go see what happened to Monique, right? Also, you know what's actually really interesting that I noticed? What is going on in Mia and Gordon's relationship? Mia's not acting like a happy woman, and I'm being serious. First of all that surgery in her face, I know all the girls got surgery, except for who? Candiace and Ashley. And yeah, except for Candiace and Ashley, right? But Mia's surgery is starting to look like very fake, very mass, like very very bad. The fact that she's still doing that and she has a husband and he's not saying, babe, what are you doing? Slow down, leads me to believe that she's insecure. The fact that she thinks that every man is looking at her. Not only that, why did Mia hit such a hot spot when she talked about Gordon and them having to bring other people in? Mia has admitted in the past that Gordon only likes white girls, and she brings people into the relationship for Gordon. So with all that said and done, what is going on in this relationship? I think Mia's actually very unhappy in the relationship. And I know that people like this fantasy, right? Like with Ashley and Michael, right? With Ashley and Michael, a little young 21-year-old came in and put it on like a decrepit, aging granddaddy with leprosy, right? But in truth, Ashley's actually, in my opinion, a pick-me who has daddy issues, who's desperate for Michael's approval, and she's so eager to show him that she's not like those other women, right? She doesn't identify that much with her black side. Remember when he said that he thought her genes weren't good enough to have a baby with? Michael got the better of Ashley, and he continues to get the better. But everybody wants to think that she secured the bag and her prenup's going. With Mia, everybody wants to believe that, she was the sexiest stripper on the pole and Gordon pulled her down and treated her like Princess Cinderella. But it's beginning to seem by how mad she got in Wendy, that doesn't seem to actually be the case. It seems like Gordon got a woman that was not in a financially strong position, that was in a highly abusive industry. And while he treats her better than maybe the guys on the pole, he doesn't really treat her like the princess she pretends that she is. And I thought it was odd that Mia's expecting Karen to go to war. I'm sorry, Mia is expecting Karen to go to war with Wendy over Gordon, when Mia was the one that came to that restaurant starting mess. And when Peter came to the table and mess didn't start, she continued to keep mess starting. And then when she finally couldn't get mess started, she threw a drink in Wendy's face and hit her with the purse. And through all that, Mia still lost. Mia still lost her cool. Mia still ended up looking stupid. Wendy wrapped her booty up, but it's not over. Let's continue. Okay, so they're all back in the house and they're walking in all kikiing, right? They asked Mia, how are you doing, right? They asked Sharice, why is Sharice even on this show? How was your ride? It was interesting. Giselle says, okay, well, is she staying here? You know what I'm sick of with the Real Housewives of Potomac producers, and I'm being serious, and I'm just talking about from a point of, haven't we evolved? Isn't this mean girl high school stuff a little old? How's the person that was actually had a drink thrown in her face and a purse hit? And let me tell y'all something, we are on a reality TV, so please don't come at me like, well, she opened her mouth, that's her job. Someone talking ish to you on reality TV is not grounds to hit them. That is the base level. If you can't talk ish, you shouldn't even be there. They won't even hire you. The fact that people are now sitting there acting like they're 6 years old, but you said you wanted to get hit, it's weird. And I get it for some reason. People hate Wendy. Wendy comes on the screen and they want to see her hit, see her punch, see this. They want to see her humbled and put in her place, just like they did Candiace. Y'all, there's a lot going on Potomac, but we can't just all call this color. Don't get me wrong. It is colorism. That's why they think they can treat Wendy that way. But there's also mean girl. There's also bullying. And the producers somehow think that this is where the money is and to zoom in and do that. Just like Candiace had to leave when Monique got into a fight. Why did Wendy have to leave when Mia was the one that acted a fool? And the fact that you can see now, Mia don't got an ounce of remorse. She ain't tripping. Everybody's laughing. It's a big joke. But now that there's so much backlash, Robin's putting out PR releases saying she was concerned for Wendy's future. Mia's talking about she might leave. Mia should be fired just like Monique was. Keep it gully. Keep it straight. But I will also say this, right? You know, it's sad. And I felt so bad for Wendy walking out the house while everybody was laughing at her being physically hit and assaulted. And when Wendy had tears in her eyes, that was, oh my God, to be so alone and so on an island. And the fact that everybody just sat there licking Giselle and Robin's feet, it's disgusting. Okay, so anyway, Wendy leaves. Candiace finally comes in. And Candiace is like, hey, what's going on, right? I'm sure Wendy texted her and told her. But then again, Wendy was really upset. So maybe she's like, I don't even want to talk about this because I'm in tears, right? Robin invites her in. Robin is giggling and kikiing like, y'all, guess what? Guess what? And acting like everything's cool. They're then explaining why Mia deserved to have herself beat. And again, I cannot stress this enough. This is not real life. This is a housewives show. You are paid to read. That's what get the girls excited. You cannot just put your hands on people like Candiace says. So Candiace wakes up the next morning and everybody's just like, everybody looks cute, Giselle looks cute-ish. It's all relative scale, right? She can look like Boo Boo the Fool, but she looks cute-ish. And they're all sitting about what's going to happen. Mia is like, well, I called a nail tech to do my nails. Is so selfish and rude. How is it somebody else's birthday trip? You call a nail tech to do your nails and you don't ask anybody else. Forget about paying. You don't ask anybody else. I'm calling a nail tech. Do you want to get your nails done? Do you want to get your nails done? Even if you're not paying, just give them the option. It's almost like being in a house and ordering takeout and not telling somebody else that you're ordering takeout. It's just rude and bad etiquette, right? They're sitting there talking about how Wendy deserved it. Wendy needs to leave, this and that. Everybody asks where Candiace is. Candiace is hiding in the bathroom. Why? Because it's triggering. It's triggering. The way that everybody on Potomac acts like if they don't like you, if you're the odd person out, people are allowed to treat you the way they want. And that's all they're saying, right? They make up different excuses, different scenarios. I get it. Wendy's case was exactly opposite to what happened with Candiace, but it's still an excuse. On Potomac, when they do not like you, you are a disposable human. They can put their hands on you. They can lie on you. They can treat you like shit, mock, humiliate, laugh at you because you're a disposable person, because you're less than them, because you don't count. And it's a disgusting dynamic. It's a disgusting dynamic. And the producer should have never let it go this far. Anyway, Candiace is in the bathroom moving slow because she's triggered, right? She comes up by the pool. Everybody's still acting like it's okay, laughing, joking, kiki. They're actually happy. They're like, so is Mia coming back? Jacqueline's talking about, I'm not letting Mia bring her back. Again, remember this when you read Mia's next empty apology. Remember this when you read Robin talking about, I was just looking out for Wendy's career. Remember this scene when you hear all the excuses. They're just so, ugh. Anyway, Karen's like, listen, you guys, I think we should have Wendy there. She's talking to Ashley and Candiace. And Candiace is like, I actually agree. And she says, like, you just can't treat people the way they want. And again, stop acting like this is real life. The show's job is to talk trash and be shady and get under people's skin with words. It is not to be a punching bag. And the fact that we keep acting like reality TV is real life, it jars my mind. Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway, Robin's ditzy self actually has a sit-down interview where she's literally saying the inside part outside. She literally says there's no comparison between what Wendy and Candiace went through. It's the exact same thing. Only thing is Monique touched her. But second of all, she's like, but you're more on Wendy's side. And she's like, because I don't like Wendy. And like I said, that is it in Potomac, which is really sick and disgusting, and said something about their nature, that when they don't like you, you are a disposable human. They can do what they want. But guess what? Wendy got something for her, because baby, I'm taking you through this chronologically, but Wendy got something for them. This was the most hectic episode I ever saw because there's so many shifting alliances, y'all. Let's get into it. Anyway, Ashley FaceTimes Mia and was like, she deserves to be here. She FaceTimes me and was like, oh, babe, Karen officially invites her, like, I want you there as the birthday girl. And Candiace is the only one that actually, and this is the part about it. I know because Candiace has been through it. Candiace is the only one that actually gives Mia the emotion, I'm sorry, Wendy, the emotional comfort she needs and deserves when she's like, you deserve to be here. I want you to come. I'm here for you. Everybody else in Potomac is in their minds thinking about how it's going to play to Giselle, Robin, and the viewers, right? Even Karen talking about well, y'all were both wrong. Like the only people that are actually playing this right is, of course, Candiace, because she's emotionally invested, and even Ashley sees the optics. Like, Ashley was smart enough to see what happened with Monique last year and was like, oh, no, we can't do this. But anyway, let's move on. Anyway, Candiace goes to, I'm sorry, I got Candiace on the mind. So Karen goes to Mia while Mia's getting her own little manicure, and she's making everybody wait around in the pool while she's getting her manicure. Mia is selfish and a bad host, right? And Karen's like, hey, boo, you know how Karen asks you, is it okay? But she's basically telling you it better be okay on her mommy stuff. You know, your mom's like, hey, so I'm going to have people over. And if you're like, well, I don't want them. Your mom's like, well, they're coming over and you better clean your room, right? So she's like, hey, Mia, I would like for everybody to be there and I would facilitate all this healing. And she's like, is that okay with you? And Mia sits there because she doesn't care and she thinks it's funny. And she's like, well, not really, but I understand. And Karen, she's in her mommy mode. She's like, what you mean you don't understand? And she's like, it's too soon. And Karen's like, it's too soon, right? And she's like, yeah, when she talked about my husband, you threw a drink at her. You tried to fight her. You brought drama to her doorstep. And then she said lies, which lets me think the lies about them sleeping with other men and women. Why did that make you snap so much? Why did all those things sound, Mia, what's going on with your relationship? So she said, and then she takes a swipe at Karen. She's like, and anybody that lets those lies be spoken and supports, they're not my friend too. So Karen said, are you talking to me? Is that for me? Is that for me? And she's like, well, you did let lies be said. And Karen lights Mia up. She literally is like, okay. And you could tell Karen is just like, And Mia said, it is your birthday and I want everything, but it will not be peaceful if I see her. This girl really has a battery and thinks she's the Hulk. And this is the same person that was lying on social media, talking about she's taking accountability, but never apologized to Mia. Anyway, Charisse is on her bed in that stupid Chanel swimsuit. I don't like the whole look. Because everybody got to find something to do while why Mia is getting her nails. So now the melee starts. So you think Karen, just by everything, that she was going to stand 10 toes down to Wendy. But no, she calls Wendy and she says, listen, Wendy, due to an unfortunate change of place, I'm not the host, so you can't come to my birthday celebration. Wendy says, this is ridiculous. So then Ashley says, yo, Karen, come here. Can I talk to you? This isn't right. Why don't we do something with Wendy and then you can do something with Mia? We'll do our own thing. Karen's like, I think that's a great idea. But again, I do want to say this, right? And I always felt this way. Karen is friend to nobody on the show. Doesn't mean she's mean-spirited, but Karen is just punching in, doing a job, and going home. I saw the way she had Candiace thinking that she was her second mother, only to throw her under the bus and not care. Wendy aligned with Karen last season, and she did it for a reason. But that put a little wedge in between Candiace's and hers relationship, because Candiace told Wendy, you can't trust Karen. And now Wendy's finding out Karen's not going to stand 10 toes down for you. She's just not. Karen is on Team Karen. But Ashley came in and said, all right, why don't we do our own thing? Then said to Candiace, listen, I understand we've had our differences, but we need to put them aside to be there for Wendy. I cannot help but think also Ashley is digging the knife in and hoping Candiace noticed that she didn't give a damn about Candiace when it was her turn, but with Wendy, she has all this care. But Candiace is a new Candiace. Candiace got a record contract. Candiace has jobs lined up, acting job. Candiace is the only person outside of Karen and Wendy getting a bag outside of Potomac. So she's playing the game with Ashley saying, I absolutely agree, Ashley, let's do it. So they agree to have a separate get together to celebrate Karen's birthday. It's going to be Wendy, Ashley, Candiace, and of course, the birthday girl. And then Wendy's going to leave and they're going to go join Mia's celebration. But y'all, Mia ain't take it well. So then Karen walks in with battery in her back. You guys, I made an executive decision and I'm going to go check on Wendy. Good, you should, right? But she's only doing that because she knows Cameron's going to be there and she's going to be supportive. So they go and they take shots. Everybody's doing shots of tequila. Didn't I tell you Candy Girl has grown and expanded? Whenever there's shots around, if you notice, she don't even take a sip of the alcohol. She's like, y'all ain't catching me slipping not one more time. However, they're like, take a lime, right? So then Candiace says limes are for bitches and turns around, right? So then Robin, in her Adderall rage, I don't care what anybody says, Robin is experiencing Adderall rage. She was diagnosed with ADHD. She has Adderall rage, even the way she can't let go of anything. It takes that much to get her angry. It's just my opinion. She looks like she has Adderall rage all the time. She says to Candiace, really? Really? Oh, okay, I've been nothing but nice to you, Candiace. And Candiace is like, girl, what? Now here's the thing. Candiace wasn't shooting anything at Robin. She was shooting it probably at Giselle, right? Or actually, I take that back. I don't think she was shooting that back at anybody. I think she genuinely was saying limes are for bitches. I can take a whole shot. She was being cute and coy, and Robin took that like Candiace stabbed her in the heart. Y'all, Robin needs to slow down on her Adderall, or she needs to deal with whatever is going on in the house with Juan. But something ain't right. She got too much rage and she is just too, everything's an issue for Robin. Girl, calm down. Now, interestingly enough, they all go down the steps, right? They're getting into the cars. You hear Ashley be like, we're gonna make a pit stop. Ashley, Karen, and Candiace all get into the same car. Wendy and the girl, Jacqueline, Giselle, and Robin are in the other car. Whatchamacallit? Mia needs to stop with the plastic surgery. She literally does look like something's wrong with her. She looks crazy, right? Is saying, where are they going? And they're like, so Jacqueline, I thought was interesting, said, oh, she's going to go visit Candiace. And they're like, Candiace? Oh, I mean, Wendy. Can't tell the brown skin girls apart, huh, Jacqueline? I'm just saying. I guess they all look alike, right, Jacqueline? Anyway, y'all, then Mia jumps out the car like she's the Hulk. Better sit down. But y'all, so she walks up to the car and she says, just so you know, since y'all want to go and do this and that, you don't want to be transparent. All y'all listening? Y'all listen? All y'all, except for you, Karen, because it's your birthday. All y'all can find a place to stay when you come back, since y'all want to do this and that. Ashley is just like, what? Are you serious? Oh, you petty. Candiace is like, close the door. Let me just say this, right? Y'all cannot tell me that Mia is being respected in her marriage. Every way that Mia looks down on people, talks to people like they're trash, treats people like they're trash, and does that little like, you can find another place to stay tonight. Please trust and believe. My heart of hearts is telling me Gordon is talking to Wendy like that every single night. Gordon still talks to Mia like he found her on the side of the road with the strip club. Trust and believe, because you don't talk to people like that on a regular basis for no reason and do these things unless you actually experienced it. That's just my opinion. Y'all, Mia, not only is she petty, Mia, you stupid. You're a second season wonder. You could be gone tomorrow. Ashley and Candiace are pillars of the show. Candiace, that's my fave. Ashley, oh, she gets on my nerves, but that's my messy fave. Ashley is a hot mess. And when she's not being a colorist, it's like, fine. But they are two pillars of the show. You are not getting the two girls that move the storyline and brings the storyline. What is Robin's storyline except for looking up under Giselle and trying to help Giselle spread rumors? What is Giselle's storyline besides spreading rumors about other people's relationships and calls it? And literally, what is it? What is Sharice's storyline besides walking around with ill-fitting clothes? What is Jacqueline's storyline besides licking Mia's butt and not even realizing Mia's playing her? What is Mia's storyline besides lying any second that she can get? Y'all, you're taking the two girls that only have legitimate storylines and telling them to leave, Mia, you tripping, ain't going nowhere. They're in the car flipping out. Ashley's like, I can't believe she took her size 13 shoes over here to tell me. Where's everybody saying that Ashley's being tricked? I'm just saying, remember when everybody was trying to get Candiace fired because she called me a Bigfoot? Remember that? But I guess Ashley can do it, and it's a cute kiki, right? So anyway, then Candiace said, I am not leaving a house that I was invited to just because you're mad that you have big feet. Candiace can listen, Candiace tickles me so much. So anyway, the car pulls off. Mia's sitting there talking like she is like Thug Mrs. Oh, you think you gonna sit here and come to my house, this and that, and blah, 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 and not tell me where you're going? And you think that a house I paid for? Tell me, Gordon, don't be talking to that woman like that. You literally are talking like a woman whose man regularly talks down to them. The fact that you think that, and for a house that you paid for, Mia, this is a cash trip. Stop your madness. The house that you paid for, Mia, you've been watching reality TV longer than your feet is wide. What are you talking about? We all know you ain't paid for that house. Shut up, Mia. So they get to Versailles, the Cuban restaurant. And she's like, Ashley texts Mia and was like, I think it's very rude of you to disinvite a group of women that you invited out of state and revoke their accommodation just because they decided to do something that does no harm to you. It was very petty. And then she calls her ratchet ass. The whole time, Candiace is just looking at her like, girl, stop. Karen's like, yo, only Mia? And she's like, only Mia. And Karen and Candiace just give knowing looks because it's like, why are you so mad at Mia when Robin and Giselle put the battery in her back and laughing at you being disinvited? Why aren't you talking about why aren't you laughing at your friends? Why aren't you laughing with your friends? Because they said good for you and they think it's funny. Y'all, let's go. Anyway, the camera goes to where Mia takes them to the beach. Girl, y'all was better in Cafe Versailles. Do you know that Mia has them on the beach in Miami and everybody got full makeup on? I can guarantee you their makeup is sliding off and they're sitting at the Savoy thing. Is that supposed to be a party on the beach? Not even at the pool? Y'all, with their makeup sliding off? Let me get to the air-conditioned restaurant and you don't stop playing in my face, Mia. So anyway, Giselle decides to say that she saw Mia and her sister, yes, Foster, but they were raised as sisters, showering in the same shower together. Now, Robin just told you she walked around naked around her boys, so I don't know, right? And then Robin asked her, have they ever hooked up? You're asking Mia, does she have an incestuous relationship with her stepsister? Even Mia's like, no. But they do let out the thing that Mia kissed her ex-boyfriend on the lips one time, and then I guess Jacqueline, her boyfriend, did it. I don't know. That was weird, but like, ew, where does Robin's mind go? But allegedly, what Juan's been accused of, it goes into the gutter. Let's go. So then Mia schools Robin, and she's like, so listen, we ain't like that, but we're close and thick as thieves. And if she winning, I'm winning. And if she ain't winning, pulling up in her cute little Porsche, then I'm not winning. And Robin got in such a bad mood. She's like, got it. Why is anytime somebody talk about their success for money, it puts Robin in a bad mood? Probably because Robin is the breadwinner at this point. Juan won't appear on the show. And on top of that, he probably about to get fired from that sexual harassment lawsuit that he's been called into. But let's keep going. So then Wendy comes in looking like money. Versace head down to the socks, right? Versace down to the socks, sunglasses, shades, everything. Don't ever say Wendy ain't giving a look. She let us drag her. Her first season after that, she said, y'all ain't never catching me slipping again. And she lets it be known. She sits down and she's like, orders a guava mojito. And she starts talking about, nobody should ever violate someone. And I thought she was going to take it into an emotional aspect. But baby, Wendy knew. She said, baby, this fight ain't over. And I still got some ammunition left. She said, because that's weird. Because she's talking about Peter's my brother. But Peter told me that Mia did some grimy shit. They said Peter, Mia used to vacation all the time, but Mia did some grimy stuff to Peter's then girlfriend. And that's when Peter cut him off. And I said two things. That's right, Wendy. You better preach. And that's what Mia was worried about. You were worried about that truth coming out, and you tried to triangulate, and it blew up in your face. And two, Peter is so messy. Nene wasn't wrong when she called him Patricia. He finds himself to get into the middle of the drama and cause drama. He also triangulates. He's sitting there, and that's the thing. Peter's sitting there talking about Wendy to Mia. Mia, did you not think for 1 second that Peter wasn't telling your business to Wendy? People that talk like to talk. And baby, Peter likes to talk. Mia, you got caught slipping, and you got some skeletons in that closet. Let's see how those size 13s are gonna get out of that. Do the running man and backtrack out of that. Let's see. So anyway, right? Back to the beach where their makeup is sliding off. This looks like the most boring birthday ever. Karen's lucky she didn't go. She said, so anyway, Mia was like, I don't want them there. I don't want them there. Ashley, as you know, texted her and was like, I'm going to be sleeping in my same bed. Giselle's like, well, I understand. Who comes out of the blue, right? Mia's like, no. Jacqueline rolls her eyes at Giselle like, I don't believe you. Jacqueline, keep taking up for Mia, but we all know by the end of the season, you're going to be over her forever, right? Y'all not even friends anymore. So keep taking up for Mia. Charisse finally earns her money, grabs the phone and said, hi, this is Mia's assistant. We're sorry Mia spoke out of turn. We'll talk to you. We'll see you tonight. Smooches, and Mia rolls her eyes, right? Okay, Charisse, you finally showing up. So anyway, Mia is now mad at even Karen for not being there. And they're like, okay, well, let's just talk about the party tonight. And she's like, no, I don't feel like hosting it. What's the point? No, I'm hosting a party for Karen. Where is she? No, Wendy should be hosting a party. Mia, you are only here for the second season. You can be gone tomorrow and you will just be a one-hit wonder. You better tread lightly, mama. You better tread lightly. So then Giselle, always willing to stir up some mess. It's like, well, you know what? If you feel that way, you should tell Karen that. Because Giselle, Karen, and Karen is going to drag and read Mia for filth. And I'm here for it. So anyway, they start dancing and it looks like something out of The Simpsons. Anyway, Robin is quick on the uptake. They start dancing off key. They're like, Mia, show us how to twerk, right? Mia can do a little bit of shimmy. But Robin actually pointed out something good. She said, I don't see any cancerous lump on Mia's butt. And then they do a flashback to when Mia was like, I have a lump on my butt if you want to see it. And Robin's like, no, I'm cool. Mia's caught in another lie while she's sitting there jiggling what the surgeon gave her. Anyway, they're sitting there having a ball. And then this 21-year-old muscled man walks by. Robin loses her mind. He walks up to Ma. She's like, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 21. What? 21? Oh my God. That got her even more excited. Robin was molesting this man. Baby, if he files a suit against the Real Housewives of Potomac for being sexually harassed, we all know that Robin is going to be the next one to get the pink slip. Robin can Robin. I see that Juan's not the only one that likes him young and fresh. Robin's in the back. He got muscles and everything and just groping that man. Y'all. Anyway, we go back to Ashley, Karen, Wendy, and Candiace. They're leaving the lunch. Ashley's asking Karen, because they split up. So it's Ashley and Karen. Wendy and Candiace went to go see their Candiace's new song with Trina. And she asks Karen, how do you think that went? And Karen's like, well, honestly, I have to respect the process, and neither of them are there. Karen, you mean to tell us that if somebody threw a drink in your face and hit you with a purse, you got to respect the process? Karen ain't friend to no one. But let's get into Candiace and the way, and I'm so happy for Candiace, that when she was at her lowest and everybody was kicking her while she was down and telling her she wasn't worth anything. She funneled that and rose up. Candiace is a boss, and I dare anybody to call her a trust fund kid again. What now? Yeah, she came from privilege. Good for her. But she came up out of the mud on her own. No connections in the music industry, no connections in the acting industry. And flip Potomac, Ashley, Giselle, and Robin used to clown Candiace, right? Used to clown her. Now they sitting there kissing her butt, literally dancing off beat to dry beat. Come drive back. Come on, Candiace, show your haters how you do it. So they get to the studio. That's why you taking care of business, right? And Candiace is telling us that Trina, that's right, 10 in the face, no, 10 in the waist, pretty in the face. Do you want to take, let's say, that's right. Okay, fine. I don't know the songs, but everybody knows who Trina is. Trina will forever be a legend. And the fact that she is on Candiace's album, baby, and I love Candiace, Insecure. Okay, fine, I can't sing, but I love it. So they walk into the studio. Trina is sitting there looking, she's still beautiful and fine. All those things, all those good things. So anyway, Trina plays the whole song with her hook on it. And first of all, that song sounds so pretty and good to me. I love Candiace when she hit those high notes. And also, this is what we come to reality TV for, isn't it? Like to see, like, yes, it's drama, yes, it's this, but to see those moments when they're actually doing incredible things, literally with their lives that most people can't do. And when you see three women hugging each other, happy for each other, excited that they're about to make a come up, that one of them is doing so good. Y'all, why can't we have that fun sisterhood? Why don't they think that sells? This was one of the best scenes I've ever seen on a Housewives show. And I'm so happy that Candiace, because she did, oh, I don't want to cry. But honestly, Candiace deserves this. She deserves this. And she earned it. And she went out and get it. Y'all, good job, Candiace. Anyway, Wendy and Candiace leave the studio and they're like, ah, like having a moment. And then they're joking around that they should teach Trina how to slither. And they walk away to Candiace's new hit song, Insecure. Shut up. Let me have my fun. Let me have my fun. So anyway, Karen gets back to the house and Giselle comes lit as all can be, talking about some, hey, Karen, how you doing? And Karen's like, girl, why are your eyes so red? Giselle, that demon inside of her is starting to peek out when she's drunk. She literally looks like a demon when she's drunk. Those eyes were red as heck. It was scary. So anyway, they're all sitting there. Giselle's like, you know, there were young boys out there with muscles on muscles. Sounded like an old lady. Giselle, and Ashley's laughing like, yeah, okay, you know, yes, these are the same guys in my DMs, right? And Karen's like, and so what, right? So then Mia's like, Karen, can you come here for a second? And Karen goes upstairs to sit and talk to Mia. First of all, Mia, without makeup, oof, too much sunblock. Her complexion, did she use skin like that? What is going on with Mia's complexion without makeup on? Ew, it's like grayish pink. Stop with the Hydro Clean, whatever you're doing, stop it. Let some sun on your face. You know, most people with strong features, you're like, oh, wow, you look so much prettier without makeup. I don't know. Mia looks dead without makeup. She needs some sun on her face, girl. Anyway, Jacqueline starts being her interpreter about Mia feels this and Mia feels that. And Karen's just looking like, well, can Mia speak for herself? So then Mia proceeds to do one of the most dumb, pettiest, stupid things I've ever seen done on a Housewives show. You literally want to punish Karen so much for going to be nice to Wendy that you're just like, no, I don't want this. And so Karen tries to shut it down and she was like, okay, so do you want me here? Are we good? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, let's go. And she's like, but I don't want to host your birthday party. And Karen is like, what? I don't feel the need to host your birthday party because you want to do this and you want to go be friends with the Wicked Witch of the West Wendy. Mia's reads are bottom barrel toilet. They just suck. The only thing that Mia makes her an interesting housewife is she will lie without abandon. And she's like, you want to be friends with Wendy, so I'm not going to host your birthday party. Karen looked at her like, little girl, First of all, this is a show. You're not hosting anything. The producers are. But also, little girl, I had a cake. I had a cupcake, one candle, and some flowers from Ray. I don't need nothing else. But how petty are you to say that you're now canceling a party? Wendy is like so, but you know what? To me, this makes me sad for her because now I see the way the way what's his name talks to you. This is Gordon. Gordon literally smacks her down, takes stuff, talks to her like she's a child. Mia, dummy, you just played yourself. Yeah, like she said, baby, I'm having a party or a get together with my real friends and people I like. This is all for show. This is work, and you're canceling the work trip, and you think you're gonna hurt me, girl? Get out of here. Then they do the preview for the next episode, y'all. Wendy invites. I'm sorry. Oh, God, my mind is spinning. I just saw it. So anyway, Ashley invites Wendy to come join them, right? And then Robin, because Candiace said limes are for bitches, literally puts her phone in the middle of the table and plays a voicemail or a voice memo from Candiace when she sounds like she's drunk. Talking about none of these bitches are loyal. And then Ashley says, well, you said that she was seeing somebody else. Because remember when they were having that kiki and Candiace says, this is what I mean. Bitches ain't loyal. No, Candiace, don't put that on all women. It's the girls you work with. And again, Candiace, I am praying that you finally realize none of these girls are your friends. And half of them don't even like you. Robin, that was some childish, petty, low. First you taping people, then you taping conversations. Robin. I can't wait till next episode, and I can't wait to reunion. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think of this episode, and I will talk to you later. Bye.